Hi guys, this is Dr. Sam, your online thesis advisor and guide. Many students come up to me and they often ask me, I have tried everything, but I can't think of a research topic. It's quite possible that you're committed to doing a piece of research and you just can't think of what to do. This is quite a common problem, and it may be associated with your confidence or the lack of it in undertaking a research project. Today, I'm going to suggest some of the ways, or rather few suggestions that will help you brainstorm your ideas for a research project. And then you will be in a better position to make a selection and begin to refine your choice down to a workable project. So what if you can't think of a topic? You could ask usually almost anybody for ideas. Specialist, non-specialist, those who are involved, those who are not involved in research, as well as experts. Your supervisor may have a great deal of advice to offer, and he might even welcome you researching a topic or interest to them. They might put you in touch with a colleague in a similar position. Similarly, if you are already working and you want to do research based on your workplace, your manager, your colleagues at work may have ideas for research which may be of value to your organization. Or your friends and neighbors might have suggestions for research in your interest area which could help your local community in some way. Talking about your ideas to people who aren't involved with research can be very revealing and helpful. So don't think that just because somebody doesn't have research background will not be able to advise you of a topic. People have lots of knowledge of different areas and you never know from where you might get an idea. Normally, you should follow interest or topics that you are passionate about, that you have, that engages you. So you might start with an approach is to extract from the literature you have read one or more quotations which really engage your attention. Now we are kind of talking about statements which draw a strong positive or negative reaction, which make you think that the author either really knows their stuff or alternatively they don't know anything what they're talking about. So these quotations may be comments, interpretations of research data, questions, assertions, and they may even directly identify areas needing further research. These days, of course, you have the biggest tool in your kit, which is the social media. You can go on to Twitter, Facebook, ResearchGate, and you can join communities of researchers and just throw the topic out there or even ask people, giving them an indication of your research area or interest, and people will suggest lots of topics to you. So you can do that as well. You may go with what people suggest to you or whatever is the hot area or hot topic in your research area at the moment, and that will be a good way to think about an idea as well. Then of course you have the option of drawing mind maps, or what you call is spider diagrams. So producing a spider diagram of issues, interest, questions, and their possible interconnections is a normal, a standard brainstorming technique. So it can be undertaken individually, or you may ask some of your friends to help you out with it. It may help you to identify or isolate particular areas for research and then suggest how these are related to your general subject area. You might then wish to share your diagrams with others to get their responses and suggestions. Show it to your supervisor, show it to your friends or other researchers, or just put it out in the social media and people will respond to it. So of course we have spider diagrams and mind maps depending on your interest and skills. You might draw a picture or a map, the choice is up to you. The idea is to simply get you thinking about possible areas or questions for research, their relationships and relevance. You may also look at previous research work. Now, this is an obvious suggestion and one which has already, made by, I'm sure, a lot of your advisors. So look into previous research. There are almost certainly many examples of similar kinds of research projects which you could look at. Whether these are presented in the form of published articles or research reports or thesis or newspaper articles, you might consider replicating one of these, using the same methods to analyze the same problem but in a different contextual setting, like an institution or a different workplace. And this can be very useful and illuminating. Whether you confirm, add to, or cast doubt upon the earlier findings is what is going to be the novel aspect of your research. You may develop some of your previous research or similar practice at work. So you may already have done a piece of small scale research, or perhaps just researched a particular field of study for an essay or a short paper. You might have done like an honors thesis and you want to take it forward to a master's thesis or a PhD. So think about whether it would be possible and interesting to develop this line of thought further. Or alternatively, you might choose to research a topic which was engaging your attention and demanding your time at work. Maybe you were not able to finish the topic and now you want to pursue research, you want to continue on that. So your own curiosity and desire to learn is an excellent place to start off with. You may also relate the topic to your interest. So you probably have a range of interest outside your work or course of study. So this might include family, going to the gym, some voluntary work that you're doing, some community or sporting activities. And it is quite possible, depending on the limitations of the subject area for your research, that you could link your research to one of these interests. So thus, if you're carrying out management research, you might base it at least partly on a voluntary or a community group you work with. Maybe you like going to the gym or exercising. Think about the different ways people try to lose weight. So you might think about it from a nutrition point of view, or from a snacking point of view, or fasting point of view, or the frequency of the number of times people go to the gym. So these are the different ways you can relate the research to your interest area. Then thinking of a suitable title. So you may find that thinking of possible titles for research suggests topics of interest to you. After all, a lot of the initial attraction in any book, TV series, or a movie resides in the title itself. So they may be witty, they may be smart, with some pun, and they might pose a key research question in a very succinct fashion, or suggest a new area of research. For example, what are the ways women learn? Or how does organization respond to crisis like COVID, something like that. So titles need to be short as possible, and try and think of some you like that will motivate you. A good title should help you focus your subsequent work. However, don't feel that you have to keep to the title you originally thought of. The time may come when you need to change it. So if you look at the movie posters, even they have taglines, very interesting taglines like Empire Strikes Back or something like that, what women think. Or so these taglines or these movie titles sometimes can provide that key thought or key topic for your research area. Finally, I would advise you that just start anywhere. If none of the above or what I have mentioned before engages or appeals to you, just start somewhere. The important thing is to start reading something, start writing something, even if it doesn't make sense to you, even if you think it's pure nonsense and there are a lot of mistakes in it, don't worry about it. Just read and start writing, and then start talking to people. The more you talk to people, don't worry, you will not get confused. Initially, you might feel as if you are in the middle of the forest and you can't see the trees clearly. But the more you talk to people, you will never know from where you might get that clarity, that idea which will appeal to you suddenly. So sketch out and begin a research project, any research project. It could be even a small research project. And even if it feels dull and routine at first, you never know, something better might come out of this activity. You will start to learn to love reading and love putting your thoughts in writing. And be also prepared to change direction if required. So this may become necessary if you are denied access to some important people or data or participants. If insufficient people respond to your questions, do not be disheartened. If you cannot find the data you thought was there, you might you might pivot, you might deviate a little bit from your original thought, and you will definitely find something. So have some flexibility in your research plans, have some alternative approaches and different directions to pursue. So remember that sometimes change can be positive. It's okay to change. Lots of people change the research project or focus, and you might end up somewhere better. So these are some of the strategies you might adopt to think of a research topic if you're feeling lost. And let me know what you guys think about this video. More videos to follow. I hope these videos are useful for your learning. Keep watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.